The Flames are going all in on trying to solve their offensive issues, especially at the center position. Now that the 2025 NHL Entry Draft has concluded, it is evident that Craig Conroy and company had a plan and they certainly stuck to it. Once again, Conroy has cooked. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And yes, the draft is over, so let's take a look at the rest of the draft. If you missed the past few videos, we made a couple yesterday about the first couple picks that the Flames did make. Obviously, a video earlier today with the Kevin Ball news, and now we have the rest of the draft. And yes, it looks like the Flames are going all in on one particular thing, and that is centers, because that is what the position of need was. But not even just specifically centers. Centers that can also play on the wing, especially the left side. That's very particular, but it really seems like that's what the Flames were going for, because look, last season, the offense was absolutely terrible. It dried up so frequently, and obviously that was the ultimate demise of the Flames, why they didn't make the playoffs, so they decided to try and get some forwards with a scoring pedigree, especially down the middle. So the first one, Theo Stocksalius. So he was drafted in the second round. He was from, let's try and pronounce that one, Djurgårdens IFJ20. Okay, sounds cool. We know he's from Sweden, essentially, but in 40 games, he had 22 goals, 29 assists, and 51 points. Those are some stats that make you go, oh yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to see. And Stocksalius seems like a very good prospect. So if we get into his facts here, he's born July 24th, 2007. He's still just 17 years old, but will obviously be 18 before this season begins. He is from Sweden, as we said, a center slash left wing, 6'3", so a little bit bigger than some of the other guys that the Flames have gone for so far in the draft, and 196 pounds, does shoot left. What kind of player type is he? He's a cerebral tactician, so very interesting, kind of, I guess, you know, more of a playmaker type, as it says underneath that, but more of just a purely skilled guy in a way. So great to have those in the pipeline for sure. And he was drafted in the second round at number 54 overall. So a big congratulations to him. Super excited to have him along. The next pick was Maceo Phillips, coming from the USN TDP. And he is a defenseman, a big defenseman, has to be noted there. In 23 games, he had 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. Yeah, not exactly your offensive defenseman that's almost becoming a prototype in the NHL. Much like the man who re-signed today, Kevin Ball, he is more of a stay-at-home guy, and he is a bit of a monster. A lot of people said he improved like crazy from the previous season to last season. Just seems like he's really coming along, developing into a true pro. So very happy to have yet another defenseman in the pipeline there, especially more of a defensive defenseman. If we get into his facts, he's also an 07, but he is already 18 years old. He is from Minnesota in America. Big thing here, he is also, like Kevin Ball, 6'6". He is a monster, and keep in mind, you're even bigger out there on skates, 234 pounds, so he is big. We need left-hand defensemen, and there you go. We got one in Phillips right here. He's another guy who down the road could potentially be on the left side, while a guy like Perek or Brustevish plays the right, while the other one of those guys maybe plays with Kevin Ball. It kind of seems like the decor for the future is really starting to solidify. I know you'll have to pay all these guys down the line. The cap's going up. That's a problem for the future, but it's exciting to think of all the possibilities that the Flames can do with this growing decor. Very cool. Player type, defensive defenseman. He's a heavy hitter as well. Yes, he can throw the body around. That's what most of his highlights are, and he's a physical defenseman. So he's more of an old school guy, knows how to use his body, and a lot of people will be excited about that. As you can see here, it's kind of faded at the bottom, but he was taken in the third round. So that was our third round pick. Next one, we have Ethan Wittenbach. He is from the Sioux Falls Stampede. So, I mean, come on. If he's playing for the Stampede, he was destined to go to Calgary, of course, especially since that kicks off later this week. In 44 games this past season, 24 goals, 27 assists, 51 points. So very similar stats to Stocksalius. But again, another guy who can put the puck in the net and produce points. That is exactly what we want. And we've taken swings from players in the USHL in the past. And so far, I mean, early signs looks like the Flames have been correct in taking players from the USHL. It seems like it's becoming a better and better place to be scouting, and it has worked so far for the Flames. Wittenbach might be one of those guys as well. If we get into his facts, he's also an 07, but has turned 18. He is from New York, in America, of course, so another American here. He is 5'10", kind of seems to be the height the Flames like to go for the most, but 5'10", 181 pounds. He is more of just a winger. He will not be a center, but it's so great to have these kind of players around. Who knows who will develop into a true pro and hopefully, fingers crossed, of course, into a superstar one day. So he was taken in the 5th round at pick number 144. A big congratulations to him, and congratulations to all the guys we've seen so far. The next one was Aiden Lane, and I have a bit of an interesting tidbit to show you about Aiden Lane here in a second. But he played for the Brampton Steelheads in the OHL in 13 games with Brampton. He had 7 goals and 6 assists for 13 points. I believe before that, I probably should have double checked, but I think he was playing it with another team in the O and potentially at a college as well. But either way, point per game with Brampton, which is very cool. If we get into his facts here, once again, another February-born 07 kid, so he's 18 as well. A lot of these guys have similar birthdays. But he's from Mississauga, so essentially the GTA over in Ontario. Of course, he's Canadian, which is great. Again, more of just a winger, right wing / left wing is what he's listed as here. 6'1", so a little bit bigger, more of what we're going for here, and 192 pounds. All of these guys obviously have, you know, the room and potential to fill out as well. They'll add some muscle, bulk up a little bit, but he's a righty as well, which is good here. His player type, two-way forward. So we saw that he can, you know, put the puck in the net, but he is a bit of a two-way guy, which again, never a bad thing to have around. He was taken in the 6th round, 176th pick. And I know our scouts did their job, of course, but I have one guy who I go to even more than anyone else, and that is Mr. Darius Dominguez. He's a host on Leafs Digest, on Rangers Digest. He's just a big name in the Digest Media Network. He does so much for the network and the company, but he said this in the Flames Digest chat. So he said Aiden Lane is an awesome pickup for the Flames. Watched him a lot this year. Never seen someone appear in the OHL at his age and pop off like he did. Big words coming from a guy who really just lives and breathes hockey, which is great for a 6th rounder. He continued on to say, Darius continued on to say, he's like a water bug, LOL. He's everywhere and drives the net hard. So he goes all over the ice. Looks like a water bug out there. He's quick. He just seems to be going everywhere. For anyone who watches soccer, he's essentially N'Golo Kante, if you know who that is. But no, these are great words coming from Darius here. And honestly, this pick seems so similar to the Luke Misa pick from last year, which was, again, such a steal. This could end up being the steal of this draft. Aiden Lane taken that late. Words like this coming from Darius, and other, scouts have said great things about him. This is a really, really exciting pick. So thank you to Darius for providing us with that. The Flames made 2 other picks, both in the 7th round. One was Jacob Lender. I don't quite know how to pronounce that one yet. I mean, I've probably butchered everyone's name so far in this. But with the 208th overall pick, the Flames did take Lender here, another defenseman, which is fantastic. Can never have enough of them in the pipeline, so that's great. Again, you never know which one's going to develop the best, and you never know which ones could be used as trade leverage later on. And then our last pick was Jan Matveyko from the KHL, picked at number 211. He is listed as a winger in some ways, but Conroy drafted him so that he would be a center. I mean, on this graphic here, which comes from the Flames Instagram account, it does say he is a center. So again, looks like the Flames really went all in on really the holes that they have. So center position and maybe left-handed D. I mean, we know right-handed D locked up, goalie locked up. We have a lot of wingers, of course, but adding these center/wingers never a bad thing. But the Flames really did go all in at trying to fill some holes, and I just genuinely think they kind of took best available at most of these picks anyway, regardless of position. It's just great that they ended up filling some of the holes that we have in the organization. So overall, another great draft. How does it compare to last year's draft? I mean, last year's draft could end up being one of the best in NHL history. That's with huge fingers crossed, big knock on wood. But this draft, honestly, not too far from last year's draft. Is it as exciting? Maybe not. Is it quite as impressive? Only time will tell, but it looks like another very good one. A lot of people have already given the Flames, that A letter grade. So once again, Conroy, the scouting staff, they have cooked and they have kept us hopeful and interested as Flames fans who are desperate for a little bit of success. Now let's get into the comment of the day to wrap up this video, as we love to do here on the channel. It comes from the video that came out earlier today about Kevin Ball and him re-signing with the Flames. And if I put up the right photo here, we don't need to see Darius again. There it is. It's right there. Lawrence said Ball would really complement Parekh. Could be a top pairing in Calgary for years to come. And it would be exciting. Every great offensive defenseman always seems to have a perfect stay-at-home defensive defenseman as his D partner, and that allows him to be amazing. That's what we want in Parekh, and that's kind of what we want in Kevin Ball as well. If down the road they do match him up together and it clicks, oh my goodness, it could be one of the best units in all of hockey. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.